Sorry about that. However, if you do have a question, feel free to drop it using the chat feature at the top of your screen. And we will open up the floor for questions at the end of the presentation. Just go ahead and raise your hand using that same feature up at the top of your screen. Without further ado, I will hand it over to Miss Lindsay Paul.
Thanks, Lexi. As Lexi said, my name is Lindsay Paul. I'm the Farm to School and Grant Specialist here at the department, and today we're going to talk about all things Farm to School. First, we're going to get the PowerPoint to go to the next slide. There we go. All right, so our mission statement here at the School Nutrition Program is to develop extraordinary school nutrition professionals and provide strategies to increase consumption of healthy school meals. Our agenda for today, we're going to talk about what Farm to School is. We're going to talk about why we love Farm to School. We'll talk about what Farm to School looks like in Tennessee currently. We'll touch a little bit on our Farm to School census, and then we'll go over gardens, education, local procurement. We're going to touch on the USDA Farm to School grants, and then talk about a few other funding opportunities that are out there. And then we're going to highlight our Tennessee Junior Chef Competition, talk about Farm to School Month, and how you can support Farm to School initiatives across the state. And then we'll close up with upcoming events and any questions. So what is Farm to School? If you are new to Farm to School trainings, this is a picture you will see on most Farm to School trainings where we show our core elements of Farm to School. So we have school gardens where our students engage in hands-on learning through gardening, our education component where students participate in education activities related to agriculture, food, health, and nutrition, and then our local procurement where we're serving local foods that can be purchased, promoted, and served either in the cafeteria or in a classroom as a snack or as a taste test. And so the National Farm to School Network put this quote description out of Farm to School in 2017. I really liked it. So Farm to School enriches the connection communities have with fresh, healthy food and local producers by changing food purchasing and education practices at schools and early care and education sites. All right, so why do we care about Farm to School? So Farm to School benefits everybody. Our kids win. The fewer miles food travels, the more nutrient dense that food is. Our activities enhance classroom education through hands-on learning related to everything from food, health, science, agriculture, nutrition, and even culinary. Our farmers are also winning. Farmers typically experience a 5% increase in income from farm to school sales and establish a long-term revenue stream for individual farmers. This number probably could be up a little bit this year as we just closed out our LFS grant. We had a huge increase in income for our farmers this year. And also our communities win. Local purchasing creates jobs and keeps dollars circulating within the community and bolsters the local economy. And it can also help keep local school nutrition program costs down. All right, so now we're going to talk about what Farm to School looks like in Tennessee. So I started about 3 years ago and I took the Farm to School census data from 2019 and I created this map. And each county that had something farm to school related going on, I colored them green. So this way we had a way to start and try to figure out where we could put our efforts into expanding farm to school. So our next map was updated in 2022. We got some more people put on the map. And then 2023, we're here. And then this is the most recent map where we only have 5 counties that are showing. We don't have farm to school activities going on, but luckily our farm to school census data is about to come out, and so we will have a better picture of what that looks like now. But we are making progress. The goal is to be completely green. And so since we are talking about our farm to school census, I just want to take the time to thank everybody who took the time to fill out our census. This will give us a better picture of where we stand with farm to school and will also help us with our efforts moving forward. The census data is scheduled to be released sometime this month, so we're really looking forward to seeing that. All right, so we'll talk about one of our first core elements as gardens. So gardens, we can grow our food for taste tests. This can be a way to supplement our cafeteria. We could also do learning gardens. This particular garden is actually right outside of a library, and the librarian is the one that does the gardening with the kids. And she even does like virtual gardens through Google. And then this adds to their library experience, and they get to taste test out of this garden. And then our education component. Education and farm to school can look different in every school, and that's what makes it so great. We can hold taste tests in our cafeteria. We can hold taste tests with different vegetables in different forms. This is something that we've done with UT Extension, and you can partner with their 10-step agents or their family and consumer science agents. They actually do the taste tests for you, so that helps. And they can do like cooked carrots versus raw carrots, something like that. A lot of kids don't realize they like certain vegetables or they like them in a certain way and have never tried them. So that's a fun thing to do with the kids. You can do farm field trips. You can have farmers visit the schools either in the classroom or field days or school assemblies, or even have them come to the cafeteria if like you're serving something of theirs on the line, have them come and say hi to the kids. And another big one is participate in our junior chef competition, which we'll talk about that a little bit more in depth, but that really is a good education as to like what school nutrition is, why local food is important. And so this picture is from Murfreesboro City. So the third graders every year get to go to the MTSU dairy and they get to try the chocolate milk. So as you can tell, they love it because it is really the best milk out there. All right, so local procurement. So the good thing with local procurement for farm to school is you get to define what you want your local to be. So each school district creates that definition for what works for them with their goals and needs. So for example, it could be within 100 miles, it could be within the county or within the state or within the region. And another good thing about that is it is a fluid definition. So if you want your fruits and vegetables to come from within, say, the county, you can also then change and have your milk come from within the state. That opens you up to more producers and more options. And 5 easy ways you can integrate local ingredients. One, go ahead and look through what you already get off your trucks and see what is already local on your menu. Do a menu audit, look through your produce, check the boxes. A lot of times you might be using local products and you might not know it. So that'll be an easy way. Go ahead and see where stuff is coming from and just have an idea of what is already local. And then you can go substituting ingredients. Start small, explore what products are available locally. You can, call farmers if you want. You can just take a trip to the farmers market and see what is out there. And then you could substitute one small thing one time a month on a menu and make your small changes that way. You can also serve local products on your salad bar. Especially if you offer those to the parents and then adults. That's another way of having that, it's an easy way to serve fresh fruits and vegetables, different offerings, and things that are seasonal. And you can also bring in new things that maybe no one's ever tried, and it's a good way to get that in front of other people. Number 4, you can start a Harvest of the Month poster. Program, excuse me. So this is where you showcase a local product each month. Lucky for you, we actually have a Harvest of the Month program already created, and it is on our website under Farm to School. It is under the Coordinated School Health Farm to School Toolkit. Or Harvest of the Month Toolkit, excuse me. And each month we have social media graphics, we have pictures you can share online, we have obviously a harvest for that month. And then we also have education opportunities for different grade levels, And there's also a link to a community activity. So this can be shared out with families if they want to go out and do something. For example, this month we have apples, so we're getting ready for our crunch day. There is different education activities about like building with apples. There's a link to the Pick Tennessee website where you can find local orchards that you can purchase from and or families can go to for a weekend apple pick. And let's see, number 5, you can develop new menus, that showcase local ingredients in the recipe. So you can pick something that you want to, that is local and you want to highlight and then create a menu around that. And then so for this picture, this is Obion County. A couple years back, they got a USDA Farm to School grant, and they were able to purchase local beef from a local producer. And just so you kind of have an idea, that on that stamp is one whole cow that was completely ground. So that's kind of what you're working with if you want to purchase a cow. It's how much room you'll need. All right. And so where can you buy local? So there's a lot of different options. There are actually produce auctions you can go to. You can purchase directly from the producers. You might already know people locally that sell produce. You might see them on the side of the road. You might see them at the farm stand. You can always find people through the Pick Tennessee website. That is a super easy, direct way. You get on the Pick Tennessee website and it pulls it up by region. So you have Middle East and West, and then you just put in what you're looking for. So say we're looking for apples and we want them in Middle Tennessee, it'll bring up all the producers that have apples in Middle Tennessee with their phone numbers, what they offer, if there's a website, all the things you need. You can purchase through a co-op or a food hub. Your food service management company can purchase local. You can purchase from your school gardens or your school farms. That is perfectly allowable. And you can also purchase straight from the food processors. All right, so I know I mentioned it already before, but this is a link. So when we send out this recap, you can actually just click on the link if you would like to. And this also has fresh produce and meat and all kinds of other different ideas. We are working with Pick Tennessee to get more information online on whether the producers want to work with schools, so that it will be hopefully coming in the next couple of years so we can get that so you guys know exactly who is interested in working with schools easier. All right, our farm to school grants. So on an annual basis, the USD awards competitive farm to school grants that support planning, developing, and implementing farm to school programs. These grants are designed to increase local foods in schools and can launch new farm to school programs or even expand existing efforts. So these typically, they should be about to open. They'll open in Farm to School month, which is October, and then they usually close in January. So if you're wanting to do Farm to School grant and you need any help with that, just reach out to me and we can set up some time to plan, to just run some ideas by before these open. So last year's funding recipients, there were quite a few, but just these I wanted to mention because some of them were producers and y'all don't know them. So this is the County of Bedford Superintendents of Schools, which is Shelbyville, got edible garden grants. And so they're actually getting, going to put in raised beds in, I think, all of their high schools. So that will be exciting to see. And then Lake County got a planning grant this year, and their focus will be on local food and expanding culinary capacity of the kids. And then they plan to apply for juniorship this year. Some other funding opportunities that I found, and I've linked some of them. If I don't have a link, just let me know. I can send you the link after this. Whole Kids Foundation is one. They actually have 4 grants currently. They have a garden grant, a bee grant, Get Schools Cooking grant, and a salad bar grant. And I believe the Whole Garden is a $3,000 grant the first time, and I think when you apply the second year, it's like a $1,500 grant. So that's a good way to start gardens. We have the Ag in the Classroom grant. This is one I tell everybody about. It is super easy grant to get. You have to attend a class seminar with Ag in the Classroom. It is always in June. They start at the very beginning of June. They have them all over the state. There's usually like 8 or 9 different ones. You can go to the class. It is 6 hours. They feed you breakfast and lunch, and you get to leave with a big crate full of free education. I can't talk. Free education parts. So you get books, magazines, newsletters. They even have a producer guide of producers that are interested in giving education opportunities to schools. And so once you finish that, you will get professional development credit for that, and then it opens you up to apply for their $500 grant. It used to be just gardens. Now you can use it for egg incubators. So if you want to get into chickens, that's a good way to do that. And then there's the Teaching Garden Network grant. This is through American Heart Association and a brand called Cauliflower, which they make all different products made out of cauliflower. They have an award of $2,000 towards gardens. And then Captain Planet is actually a STEM learning garden. So if any of your schools are really into STEM, that is something that they can look into. They do raised gardens, raised garden beds, and STEM activity items that they send with that. And then our picture for this one is actually from Bolton High School in Shelby County. These are the big green learning gardens that are at most of the high schools or most of the schools in Shelby County if they are part of Shelby County. And then, right. So now up, we're going to talk about our Tennessee Junior Chef competition. This is a high school culinary competition that's designed to encourage students to engage with school nutrition and to learn about school nutrition programs in Farm to School. So our teams of students compete to develop a nutrition student-friendly recipe that includes local foods and is easily incorporated into the school nutrition program. Our students will submit recipes for evaluation, and the top 8 teams will advance to the cooking portion of competition. And then top 3 teams win scholarships. So they have to come up with a recipe that meets our school nutrition standards for high school, and they have to use at least 2 local ingredients to Tennessee. This last year, we had our team from Warren County. Her teammate got sick at the last minute, but she still wanted to compete, and she ended up winning the whole competition. So she won first place with our state competition and won a scholarship to Nashville State Community College, who was also our very generous host. And that was funded through the Andy Marshall Foundation. She advanced to our Southeast Regional competition, which we hosted last year in Tennessee, and they did, well, her teammate got to cook with her that time, so we had an amazing time doing both of those. Our second place team was from DeKalb County. They won a scholarship to Sullivan University in Kentucky with their buttered chicken dish. And then our third place team was from Hickman County, from East Hickman High. And they were goofball, but they had a great time. And so this year we will host our sixth year of competition at National State Community College in March. So those applications will be coming soon, and we look forward to having new teams this year. Right. So Farm to School Month. So as our little cute thing says, October is Farm to School Month. So we are officially in Farm to School Month. And so how can we celebrate our Farm to School Month? So we can do promotions of local food systems. We can do show our appreciation of agriculture, talk about the importance of healthy food choices. A lot of emphasis on local procurement. So this is a great opportunity to do like crunch day, buy local apples, make applesauce, do fun things with the kids, and promote that in our schools. Um, a really fun time to do fun activities. Like I said, you could make applesauce with the kids. You can do different activities like I've seen strawberry genetics, building with apples if for the littler kids. Um, there's lots and lots of options. Okay, so this cute little picture is from Shelby County's last year's for their crunch day. They're adorable. So we can feature local products each week on the menu. We can have a farmer dress up day. If you do this, please send me pictures. We can invite a farmer to school to speak to our students, work with your Department of Ag to plan a field day, promote school gardens and our school garden teams. Especially if you're serving anything from our school gardens, our kids love to hear that it came from their school gardens or if they helped grow it. It just makes them even more excited to try. And then, like I said, celebrate Crunch Day. So I think we'll talk about Crunch Day a little bit longer. Dates. Yeah. How can we support Farm to School? So there is a link in here to a local procurement survey. This is for if you are looking for something particularly produce, meat, anything like that, and you want me to help you find it, you can fill out this survey. It's just basic information, what you're looking for, um, how many miles it needs to come from, if this farmers need to have any special GAP certification or liability insurance, anything like that that you're requesting from these farmers, we can fill that out on that survey. We have a annual farm to school survey that we've done statewide. To get a little bit more information, I can send you the link to that. As always, filling out our farm to school census, which you don't have to worry about that for a couple of years, but when it comes out, we really, really appreciate you filling it out. And then share your pictures and your success stories. You can send those to your regional consultants or you can send them straight to me or Brittany, and we will share those out whenever we get a chance in either our newsletters or our weekly updates, or I will use them for our PowerPoints and things like that because we want to get your cute little kids out there. Upcoming events and opportunities. Okay, so currently in Farm to School Month, October 17th at noon Central Time will be our Tennessee Crunch Day. And so we all look forward to crunching with you on that day. In February, we will have our Farm to School Institutes again this year. West Tennessee will be in Martin, East Tennessee will be in Knoxville, and Middle Tennessee will be in Nashville. March, we will have our 6th annual junior chef competition, and then in May, we will be going to the Southeast region junior chef competition again. And so if you guys have any questions, you all can pop them in the chat, but I hadn't seen any so far. If not, here is my contact information, and you guys can let me know if after this you come up with any questions or you just want to look into more farm to school stuff. I'm so happy to help. And if there's nothing else, you can scan the QR code to do our survey for us.
I did also drop that survey link in the chat in case it's easier to access that way.
Thank you.
Of course.
All right. Well,
All right, I'm going to go ahead and end the recording, and we hope you all have a good rest of your afternoon.
awesome. Thank you guys.
Thank you.